I babysat their child daily for free. Then I received a text. We've hired someone more modern. I returned the house key, and at the end of the month, they found a billing statement for every day I'd been there, with one line that ruined their budget. I'm 49, single, and I've lived in Seattle my whole life. I don't have kids, never really had the chance. I helped raise my younger sister and later took care of my aging mom until she passed 2 years ago. So when my cousin Beth moved here with her husband and baby, I saw an opportunity to do some good, be useful again, be close to family. Beth's my cousin on my mom's side. We weren't super close growing up because of the age gap. She's 31, but we kept in touch on Facebook and at reunions. When she and her husband Josh moved to Seattle from Reno last year, she reached out asking about affordable neighborhoods, schools, jobs.
We met voor lunch.
She seemed frazzled, new mom stuff, money tight. Josh was looking for work. I told her if they ever needed help with childcare, I'd be happy to step in.
No chatted.
I meant it. I was in between jobs and honestly, I had time. I figured it would just be a few days here and there. But it quickly became every day. It started with me coming over a couple mornings a week so Beth could run errands. Then it turned into full days so she could go to job interviews. Then she landed a job. Remote at first, so I was watching Piper while she worked upstairs. Then Josh got hired on site at an auto body shop. So I became full-time. Monday to Friday, sometimes Saturdays. 8 to 5. Occasionally earlier or later depending on their schedules. No pay. No gas money. I brought my own snacks. They never offered anything.
I didn't ask.
Because I loved Piper. I still do. She's bright, sweet, funny. She loved the songs I sang to her, the walks we'd take, the way I made up little games for her to learn colors and numbers. I bought her a few toys with my own money. I even taught her how to say please and thank you, which no one else in that house seemed to care about. Beth would post cute photos of us on Instagram and write captions like, thankful for Annie Dana, our angel, or couldn't do it without her. Those posts made me feel seen, like maybe I mattered. I didn't have much else going on, so I leaned into it. And then, without warning, it ended with a text. It was a Monday morning. I had just gotten dressed to head over. Then my phone buzzed.
From Beth.
Hey Dana, just a heads up. We've hired someone more modern. We're going to try Montessori-style care. Thanks again for all your help. That was it. No phone call. No talk. No goodbye from Piper.
No appreciation.
Just a pat on the back and a door closed in my face. I didn't reply right away. I sat there, staring at that message like it had been written in another language. More modern? What the hell did that mean? I eventually texted back. Okay. Should I return the house key? She said, yeah, just leave it in the mailbox. T checks.
I didn't sleep that night.
I kept replaying every moment, every diaper I changed, every tantrum I soothed, every time I canceled my plans to help them, every time I put their daughter before myself. I wasn't even worth a phone call. They didn't offer any closure, any real thank you. They just moved on like I was an old iPhone they tossed in a drawer. I could have gotten angry, screamed, posted online, called family to vent, but I didn't. I decided to respond in a language they'd understand. Money. I opened Excel and started documenting. I listed every day I babysat Piper. Over 8 months worth of entries. I had texts, calendar reminders, messages from Beth asking me to show up. I wasn't just guessing. I had receipts. Then I looked up the current rate for childcare in Seattle, $27 per hour. I logged the hours, ran the totals. The final number shocked even me. $23,400. $23,400 of labor. For free. I created a professional-looking statement with a note at the bottom. This is not a bill. This is a documented statement of services rendered voluntarily, reflecting current childcare market value in Seattle. Then I added one more line, right at the bottom. You replaced me with someone more modern. This is what you saved. I printed it on quality paper, sealed it in an envelope, and mailed it to their new address. 2 days later, I got a call from Beth. She was flustered. "Dana, did you send us something? Like a bill?" "No," I said. "It's a statement of what my time was worth. Since I was so easily replaced, I figured you should know what you walked away from." There was a pause. Then she tried to backpedal. Said I'd offered to help, that it was never meant to be permanent, that I was making her feel guilty. "I'm not asking for money," I told her. "But I hope you and Josh understand that what I gave wasn't free. It cost me something. And next time you decide someone's outdated, maybe say thank you first." She hung up, and from what I've heard through my sister, it caused chaos at home. Josh thought it was a real bill and lost it. They had just committed to a more expensive apartment and a new daycare. Josh blamed her for pissing off the one person who helped them for free. They haven't spoken to me since. But I've got 3 families now who do pay me. They respect me. I work fewer hours but earn more. And I'll never give my time away blindly again. They took me for granted. Now, they understand what I was worth. After that phone call, Beth went silent. No apology.
No explanation.
I didn't expect one, but part of me hoped she'd at least text something human. She didn't. What I didn't realize was that my envelope caused a bigger explosion than I planned. About a week after I mailed that statement, I ran into Beth's younger sister, Tracy, at Safeway. Tracy's always been blunt, never cared much for filters. First thing out of her mouth, "Wow, Dana, you scorched them." I played dumb. "What do you mean?" "Oh, come on. That bill you sent? Josh thought you were going to sue." He lost it, started yelling in the middle of the living room, said Beth was too soft for letting you manipulate your way into their house for free. They've been fighting ever since. I just nodded. I didn't say much, but hearing that confirmed what I already suspected. Josh never liked me. He'd always been polite, but distant. Barely said thank you. Sometimes he wouldn't even make eye contact. When I first started helping out, I assumed it was stress from work or adjusting to a new city. Now I think it ran deeper. A few days later, another bomb dropped. Tracy texted me, "Hey, you might want to know, they're telling people you tried to blackmail them." That hit me harder than I expected. I'd gone out of my way to be kind, quiet, civil. I never asked for a single cent. I didn't even ask for credit. And now they were flipping the story? I checked Facebook. Sure enough, Beth had posted a vague status. "Be careful who you let help you." Some people keep score in silence. People commented, sent hearts, asked questions. One person, some mom friend of hers, commented, "You deserve better than toxic family." That one stung.
I didn't respond.
I didn't post anything. I just sat with it. But things weren't going well on their end either. Tracy called a week later, whispering like she was hiding in her car. They fired the new nanny. What happened? Josh came home early, and the girl was on her phone while Piper was chewing on a rock in the backyard. He freaked out. I didn't laugh, but I won't lie, I felt a jolt of cold satisfaction. Then she said, "Beth's trying to patch things up with you. She just doesn't know how." I told Tracy the truth. I'm not angry anymore, but I'm done being a doormat. After that, I thought things might die down, but they didn't. The damage was done, and the cracks in their marriage were showing. I later found out from Tracy that Beth had brought up asking me for help again, just until they found someone stable. Josh said absolutely not. Called me vindictive and said I'd weaponize it later. They tried another sitter, this time through an app. She lasted 2 weeks. Piper cried constantly. Started wetting the bed again. Wouldn't eat. Beth texted me once. "She keeps asking for you. She calls every sitter the not Dana lady."
I didn't reply. Let them sit with that.
Because no matter how many nannies they try to cycle through, none of them sang her to sleep when she had a fever. None of them held her in the ER when she got stitches above her eyebrow. None of them showed up in snowstorms or stayed late when Josh was stuck in traffic. They didn't just lose a babysitter. They lost family. 2 months after I sent the statement, I got an envelope in the mail. No return address. Inside was a check for $1,000. No note. Just the check, written in Beth's handwriting. I sat at my kitchen table staring at it for a long time. I hadn't asked for money. I made that clear. But now, after all the silence and the online shade, she sends me a check? Was it guilt? A peace offering? Hush money? I didn't cash it. I didn't even consider it. Instead, I took a picture of it and texted her. I received your check. I won't be cashing it, but I suggest you use it for Piper's next sitter. Maybe one who actually cares. She never replied, but the situation spiraled in a way I didn't see coming. A few weeks later, I got a call from Tracy again. Her voice was low and urgent. Dana, just so you know, Josh quit his job. Out of nowhere.
What? Why?
Something about respect and being tired of Beth treating him like a second-class parent. He's been talking like he's going to start his own detailing business.
No sabins.
No plan. It hit me then. The cracks in their marriage weren't just cracks anymore. They were fractures. Piper's been shuffled between different caregivers, and it's starting to show. Tracy said she's withdrawn. She barely talks now, cries when anyone leaves the room. Beth started working extra hours and leaning on Tracy more, who resents it. Then came the real twist. I was at Target one afternoon when I heard someone call my name. I turned, and there was Josh. Alone, pushing an empty cart. He looked rough.
Thinner. Tired.
Hey, he said, like nothing had happened. I kept my face neutral. Hey. He shifted awkwardly. I wanted to say you were good to Piper. Better than we deserved. I waited. I didn't get it before. I thought you were just bored and wanted to feel useful.
But now,
I see it was more than that. Still, I said nothing. He looked down, scratched the back of his neck. Beth's angry at everyone.
She blames me.
She blames the sitters. But Piper? She keeps asking where he went. I could tell he wasn't there to reconcile. He was trying to offload guilt without fully owning anything. So I said, that's between you and Beth. I did what I could. I loved her. That's more than either of you saw. And I walked away. Later that night, I got another message from Beth. Did you talk to Josh? He told me he ran into you.
He had no right.
I never asked him to say anything. I just blocked the number. Because the truth is, they used me. They got everything they needed for 8 months and then tossed me aside for something more modern. Now, when the damage is done, they want to rewrite history. But I'm not stepping back in. Their house is chaos. Their daughter is caught in the middle. Their marriage is cracking. And I'm no longer their safety net. They tried to forget me, replace me. But the person they labeled outdated? She left a mark no one else can match. 3 months after that run-in with Josh, I got a message on Facebook from someone I didn't recognize at first. Her name was Olivia, and she introduced herself as a daycare coordinator for a small, private preschool near Beth's new neighborhood. She said, "Hi Dana, I hope you don't mind the message. Your name came up as a past caregiver for Piper. Beth listed you as a reference." I just stared at the screen. Beth listed me. The woman she tossed aside by text, the one she badmouthed on Facebook, as a reference for childcare? I didn't reply right away. I took a few hours, thought long and hard. Then I wrote back, "Thank you for reaching out. I did care for Piper for nearly 8 months. She's a wonderful child. I formed a strong bond with her. Unfortunately, I was let go suddenly without warning or explanation. I was never paid for my time, and I was later accused of emotional manipulation by her parents when I shared what my labor was worth. I suggest you ask them why they no longer have stable care in place." I hit send and never heard back from Olivia. But 3 days later, Tracy called again. "You did it, didn't you?" "Did what?" "Whatever you said to that daycare, they rejected Piper. Beth is furious. Said you sabotaged them." I didn't respond. Because the truth was, I didn't lie. I told the truth. Just not the kind of truth Beth thought she could control. They try to paint me as unstable, bitter, overattached. But when the professionals started asking questions, the cracks in their story showed. And now they were back at square one. Beth posted another passive-aggressive status that day. Some people hold grudges longer than they hold relationships. Nobody commented. By now, Most of her friends had either grown tired of her drama or quietly unfollowed her. Word had gotten around. Tracy told me that at a recent playgroup, one of the other moms asked, "Wasn't your cousin the one who worked for free and you fired her over text?" Beth didn't answer. As for Josh, he never started that business. He's now working nights at a tire shop 2 cities over. Tracy said he moved into the guest room. They barely talk except about Piper. Divorce has been floated, but neither of them can afford to live alone right now. And Piper? She still asks for me, apparently. I don't celebrate that. I just feel sorry for her. She didn't deserve any of this. She didn't ask to be part of their mess. A few weeks ago, I saw her again accidentally. I was walking to the post office when I saw Tracy's car parked out front. I stepped in and there she was, sitting in a booster seat, looking out the window. When she saw me, her eyes lit up. She didn't say a word, just smiled. Tracy waved me over, rolled down the window. "Say hi, Piper." She whispered, "Hi, Dana." I smiled back. "Hi, sweetheart." Then I nodded to Tracy and walked away. I didn't go to the window. I didn't linger, because part of moving on means knowing when to stop picking at wounds. I gave them my time, my heart, my care. They discarded it like trash, but I made sure they knew what they lost. I didn't raise my voice. I didn't make a scene. I made them face the truth, in dollars, in silence, and in front of people who do pay attention. And now, they sit in the consequences. Alone.